Prophets on the pulpit, Fox News calling me a culprit, a rebel with a musket, I body you in public, I fight for injustice like man fuck it, you can catch me on the back of a camel strapped like Rambo, the cannon got more than enough ammo, first fucker to call me Sambo, it'll sound like my trans blew, I got an army that'll take out yours, try to act like Hitler or Stalin, it's all out war, try to act like Leopold, I'll put the heat in your jaw, squeeze the trigger, blow your cheek on the floor, the Greeks call me Osiris, but my name H.E.R. We on the Silk Road trying to cop gunpowder and more. I'm like Jim Kelly in China, roundhouse your whole lineup. Keep your hand off for throwing them gang signs up. White supremacy, the enemy, it's time to mount up and get your body count up like landmines we blowing up.
We tried to be more, but they Freddie greatest before. Top floor, Fred Hampton the door. Handed out raw to all of the poor. On executive calls, kill cock, we told to take it to court. That's why my army of melanin skin friends have been your men. We shoot 10 shots off top to send them in. Latin pride with black power up in the mix. Diamond cut, tourmaline rocks, color the links. Posted up, arms cross chest, look like a sphinx. Dead president, my say, I stick a Brinks. They paying Hellenistic politics and government got too much blood on their hands for them to cover it. Out of the shadows of dark, I'm with intelligence. The Holy Grail bloodline shines on our resemblance. Got a BLM membership ready to pull a hit. I'm Colin Kaepernick out this bitch, you Mike Vick.
Yeah, steady world tours, my worries is world wars. We already in the 3, shit get ready for the 4. Niggas deadly with the Glock, so we steady on the floor. Battering rams, heavy at my door. The fuck am I to do? Should I stay in the slump? Make me wanna pop the trunk, put a pump to Trump. From the Garden State, where we don't give a fuck. Chris Christie, I fuck you up. It's the laws of the land, it's all in God's plans. And all out warfare is all I understand. Got balls, never ran, man, never steal, never kill, but never say never, never will. Got a life to live, got a wife and kids, got a nickel-plated 9, man, she bright as shit. That's the price of this, living life in the bricks. Take a walk through Crooked Eye, see how nice it is. Yeah, World War III.
I'll rain on your parade with grenades. Pack black max, cut throats with razor blades. Whip a nigga back like a slave back in the days. The pain will take your brain into the darkness of caves. I terrify your mind till you see spirits at your bedside. Electrify the sky with beams from my illuminated eye. This narrative from the solar, universal soldier. Demons are stored inside my molars. Draw swords to the necks of these frauds and leave them beheaded, cause they tested the style of the dreaded. And without warning, we'll be swarming by morning. You'll speak of many evils, desert eagles are performing. Run through your home like the Moors through Rome, putting bullets in the domes of these Zimmerman clones. We want reparations, a Benz and 40 acres, or it's World War III and we cooking pigs like bacon.
Telling lies to your vision, hypnotized with the rhythm. Corporation, America, enterprises of prison. Politician, magicians, illusions of freedom. Smoking mirrors, they fear us, so they abuse us and beat us. And a wound is a fetus, the way our mothers was treated. We was born through a woman's spawn, doomed to be defeated. Giving birth in the trenches, niggas cursing, demented. Fucking worship his image, that's how the church was invented. To make a person dependent, and a circus of sinners. Behind the curtains, a serpent, and he is working within us. Dispersing the venom directly in the thinking mind to make it blind. A black nigga, the white man's Frankenstein. We trap nigga to the gang, rewind to ancient times. And channel within us our inner Genghis Khan. Tame the animal within committing heinous crimes. To each other we brothers, we must stay alive.
World War III.
Reporting live from the battlefield. Casualties are adding still. Come hold this gun, son. It don't matter if you don't have the skill. Now pay attention. Who you think that they solicited? It's soldiers in position from overcrowded imprisonment. See, it's the reason why they packing up the system.
Peace, 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 power, prosperity. Rob Blackstorm, what's going on? I will not be coming on camera tonight. I think this is the first time ever I'm going to do a live without coming on camera, but I just don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get dressed. I just want to relax and deliver this message. So shout out to everybody who is here, who's tapped in already. Got a lot to go through. The first language is signs and symbols. So last time we went into the numerology of the Super Bowl before it happened. With the last video, last live I did last Sunday, pre Super Bowl, and this Sunday we're going to do post Super Bowl. Look at some of the signs and symbols. Look at the rituals that they conjured, and really talk about what the rituals were about. Because a lot of people, I see a lot of things online, and Ice Spice and Taylor, a lot of things. And I just been getting like downloads all week about some of these signs and symbols, and just putting them down and as collecting them as I go. And I want to make this presentation before it got too late. So if you are here, definitely hit that like button. And we will get started. There's a lot to cover, so I don't want to stay on here long. I usually have some intro story, but a quick story. Yesterday was Michael Jordan's birthday. Michael Jordan's an Aquarius. So happy belated birthday, Michael Jordan. It was interesting because yesterday I just happened to watch some Jordan highlights, and I was doing some research today, and it was just like, look up Jordan's birthday. So I was like, all right, let me see. It's like, oh shit, Jordan's an Aquarius. So yeah, just more signs and symbols of what's going on. But we're gonna do this decode, y'all. Appreciate you tapping in. Straight Path, the Ultra Instinct, Sacred Serpent. All right, and we're gonna get started now. All right, and get into some of these signs and symbols. So I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Nobody's saying they can't. So we're going to get into this slideshow real quick. And it's all a theme, right, about perception. All right. This is how we ended the last live. One of the slides with perception creates reality. Okay. Perception creates reality. And as we go through this work and embark on looking at some of these signs and symbols, the main theme is to realize that your perception is highly valuable. It's worth more than gold. It's worth more than money. It is worth more than even honey, right? Representing the bee that's in this picture, right? Without bees and honey, we wouldn't have a lot, right? We wouldn't have a lot of food that we have now. A lot of animals would die off, so honey is very essential, right? Also, if you're talking about what they call the crystals, which is the oil. Every time the moon is in your sun sign, right? So I'm a Scorpio. So when the moon is in Scorpio, there is, and whatever your sun sign is, when the moon is in your sun sign, there's actually what they call the crystals coming from part of your brain called the colostrum, which is a ring of nerves, and you can look this up, a ring of nerves that go around your brain called the colostrum, and it secretes this hormone called the crystals that goes down your spine and back up. And it's a reservoir of energy that will not only give you extra energy, but it'll help you change your DNA. And it has great manifestation power if you use that energy in meditation, visualization, emotional expression for the things that you desire, and so forth. It could also be used, just like everything is polarity, as a positive and negative, right? So I say all that to say it's really up to your perception. That is really your God base, and what really determines who and what you are and what you will manifest. So let's continue to go. So we have three witches. Oh, let me make sure y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right, y'all can see what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, do I even need to be on this thing? Not really, right? Not really. I don't need to be on this. So let's go. So we have three witches, or three wishes to open doors to your consciousness. Okay. So this was Super Bowl Sunday, last week Sunday. All right. They added up to 211, number 13. All right. 13 days of the lunar cycle, Christ and his 12 disciples, Christ being the sun, you being the sun, you being the light of man. If you are walking and working, your spiritual purpose, the reason why you are here. If you are living by the light of truth and the truth that you are a God here on earth, right? Who has the ability to bring light, bring new innovation, bring new truth, new teaching, new wisdom, new invention, new creation, right? God is first and foremost a creator, right? And there's a meditative point where you go into deep darkness, right? Deep darkness. If you've meditated long enough, you've been here, which I call the void, right? And I've seen other people reference it as the void as well in my research and studying. But the void is a place of ultimate darkness. And you have to imagine this place as a place where nothing happens, right? Literally, it's like nothing is going on. Nothing, no thoughts, no ideas, no creation, no walking, talking, no sex, right? Nothing. Nothing's happening. No magic, nothing. It's just nothing, right? And it's just a void of darkness, but it is the ultimate creative space, right? Think of it like a chalkboard, right? A black mirror, if you will, right? Where you create anything. So darkness, what it does is darkness absorbs light, right? Darkness absorbs all light, right? All wavelengths of light from infrared, and I'm talking the electromagnetic spectrum here. So from infrared, which we covered last live I did last Sunday, so check that out. From infrared up to, which is the root chakra base, up into ultraviolet, which is the crown chakra base, right? So what is this? What are we talking about? What am I saying all this for? So darkness absorbing light, right? Right now, celebrity culture is on its way out, right? It's on its way out. And what's happening is social media influencers are the future, right? The common man, the common woman, right? If you look at a lot of the people that are coming up, Pat McAfee in sports, right? Who's now on ESPN cursing, okay? You have literally, I'm like, I'm looking like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm hearing Pat McAfee and, Aaron Rodgers saying shit, right? This is midday. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like but Pat McAfee started off on YouTube, right? And amassed a great following. On the other side, you could look at Cardi B, right? Cardi B made her bones on Instagram, right? She had a huge Instagram following. And because of her Instagram following, she ended up blowing up. Trying to think, there's this other girl who made this thing called the crayon box. She recently Super Scent, right? Another Instagram influencer who blew up with skits and ended up making it big. We could look at Jay Versace, right? Who ended up producing for a lot of rappers now. He started doing skits on Vine. So the social media influencers are really the future, right? And the power exists, powers that were, right? They know this, right? And this is what they fear. And the thing is, the melanated, aka so-called black consumer base can kill it, right? Because we control what's cool. So in order to counter that, and they understand the time that we're in, the Saturnian energy, they have these three witches, right? To open doors to your consciousness, right? And it's not when you see things like this, right? There's no coincidence, there's only confirmation, right? So you see Ice Spice got the Balenciaga, right? We know last year, or was it the year before? One of those years, I think it was last year, when they had the whole controversy with Balenciaga, with the children, right? Using children as props, showing them in bondage gear, little children younger than 6 years old in bondage gear. And that was one of their promotional items, and they caught a lot of flack. But of course, you still got Negroes running around with Balenciaga stunting and styling, right? Because the memory is vague. And as long as the celebrities are doing it, and as long as it's on TV, they're going to continue following, right? See Beyonce wearing all black. She announced her country album. And of course, Taylor Swift, right, was part of the Taylor Swift, her boyfriend, quote unquote, which is definitely a industry plant game where they set up people to be boyfriends and stuff like that. It was a whole play, Travis Kelsey, to not only him being the face of the new jab, right, with the Hokey Pokey company, right, the same company that makes Viagra, and and of course Taylor Swift's commanding star power, who has said on multiple occasions, right, talked about witches and witchcraft. Had one of her videos where she shows a whole witch coven, right, in a bonfire, like so forth and so on. So, and Ice Spice, of course, has the upside down cross, which we'll get into, right? If you look at the colors on the Super Bowl ad right here, you're going to see these colors pop up: red, white, and purple. Let's continue going. So, hold up. Hold up. All right. So, we have to remember that there's going to be certain colors we're going to be seeing a lot of. And the Super Bowl colors, as we showed down here, red and white, right? And you'll see purple as well, right? And black. Now, black absorbs light. Red is the root chakra, the lower chakra, right? And white as a form of light reflection, right? Right? White actually reflects light. It doesn't absorb light, it reflects it, which are Alegba colors, right? So Alegba or Papa Legba is a Yoruba deity. These colors were also prevalent in the Super Bowl, in particular, red and white with Kansas City, right? And also the 49ers, even though the 49ers has gold in it. We'll get into that. And you'll see these colors play out: purple, red, black, and white, continue to be played out and purple all throughout this presentation. So you see the repetition of these particular things over and over and over and over. But the deity Alegba, the Yoruba deity Alegba, is Legba allows, or Papa Legba allows, roads and doors from the spiritual world to the material world as a means of providing mankind with their destinies. Okay. So when we talk about, right, the esoteric craft, right, of wearing black in a Super Bowl full of red jerseys, right, is this a coincidence? Right? Because the deity Alegba opens the way with the colors red, black, and white, right? Which we see here. So when we talk about this, we also have to go into Ice Spice. All right. Ice Spice, real name is Isis. Isis is also Yemaya or Set. Isis, Yemaya, or Set, different deities from different cultures, right? Representing the same thing. Uh, this is basically representing the water energy or the water goddess or the creator of the wave. So Alegba is the opener of the crossroads. Okay. So when you do a ritual, for instance, tomorrow, Monday, would be a ritual to Alegba where you would basically open the crossroads. Also, I've been getting downloads about it now being Wednesday, but for time purposes, we won't go into that. But Alegba is the deity that opens the crossroads, meaning you cannot access any of the other spirits without first petitioning this particular deity, Alegba or Papa Alegba, to open the crossroads in esoteric craft ritual, right? Which is where they got witchcraft from, because it's considered, magic is considered a craft. There's even a movie called The Craft. All right. Um, so Ice Spice is wearing a purple cross robe, all right, or purple cross or upside down cross. All right. Now, a lot of people are talking about this cross, right? It was given by Playboy Cardi. You see the colors he has on in this picture, all right, which are red and black. Okay. I don't have to make anything up. It's right there in your face. All right. This is the picture that they chose to use. Okay. It says Playboy Cardi flirts with Ice Spice after shooting his shot on new Travis Scott collabo. All right. So the fact that she supposedly has on a chain that is given to him, given to her from him, I should say, right, speaks volumes, okay, to her initiation now into this quote unquote tribe of the music industry. See, they all have their quote unquote secret societies, right? Cooley said, aren't Papa Legba and Alegba are family? Yes, they are, but they can be used, right? Anything can be used, Cooley High, right? We have to understand 12, not the 12, but the 7 universal laws, right? One of them is polarity. So polarity is things could be used. For instance, let's look at fire, right? I could use fire to cook a meal. You know what I'm saying? I could use fire if I'm cut, right, to even heal a cut, but I could also use fire to burn shit down or hurt something, right? So it can be used for anything, or it could be used for anything or different aspects of polarity. It's totally up to you. So basically, her being given this upside down chain says a lot. And also it being the color purple says a lot. All right. Now, people are saying a lot of different things about this chain, but they're not really looking at it from the perspective of grabbing attention. So it's all about the crown chakra. All right. Again, we see this color purple played out again as the background of the Super Bowl ad. And if you look at Super Bowl ads, you'll see this purple background over and over and over again. I just chose one, but you could go back, Google it. You'll see this purple background being played out over and over and over and over again, right? Because it's about capturing your crown consciousness or your higher consciousness or your crown chakra. The Gatorade for the Super Bowl was the color purple, all right? I didn't even notice. Somebody at my job was saying, yo, I won money betting on the color of the Gatorade, that the color of the Gatorade was purple. And it happened to be purple, all right, which you can see right here, the best kind of bath. You see the heart is purple and you see the Gatorade color is purple. Don't believe me? You can look it up yourself, all right? So remember, we just talked about Isis, right, being water, Ice Spice, okay, who was featured prominently, all right? And the focus of water being a wave, right? And in quantum physics, when you're talking about waves, you're talking about turning waves, which is a potentiality, into particles, which would be matter, right? Which would be something in quote unquote 3D reality, right? So a wave is a potentiality. The potential could be, I'm going to, you know, buy a car in June, and then you save up that money, right? And you think about the car, and then eventually something may happen where, get a check in the mail, or, you know, some of your boo gives you some extra money or whatever, right? Or something happens and you ended up getting that car sooner than you thought, right? Before June, maybe April or something like that, right? So that's turning waves into particles. That's magic, right? So quantum magic has its foundation in quantum physics, all right? Make sure y'all staying with me, all right? So that is going down. Now, so you can see clearly that it's the same colors, all right? Very clearly that it's the same colors, purple, same color as the Gatorade, Isis water, all right? Let's continue going. So people are saying, oh, the upside down cross the Ice Spice is wearing, oh, it's not anything evil. And it's not saying that it's evil, right? It's just magic. It's also not saying that, well, what you call it is doing the quote unquote right side cross, right? Is positive either, right? Because the right side cross represents death, right? Quote unquote, Jesus died on the cross. That was the way that the Romans were executing people back in the day, right? So that's like if Jesus got killed by, you know, by getting shot, right? And everybody that was Christian would be wearing guns, right? If he got shot by a 45, everybody was wearing 45 necklace, right? Or you know what I'm saying? Or he got shot by a 9 and people wear 9mm necklaces, right? That's how ridiculous this shit is. So when we talk about Christianity, or we're talking about this particular martyrdom, right? So it says in Christianity is associated with the martyrdom of Peter the Apostle. Okay. The symbol originates from the Catholic tradition that when he was sentenced to death, Peter requested that his cross be upside down as he felt unworthy of being crucified in the same manner as Jesus. Now I've seen people say that, oh, it's Ice Spice upside down cross. That's what it means, right? But do you think a person that looks like this, a person that looks like Playboy Cardi, you know what I'm saying, is the type of person that's giving somebody a St. Peter's cross, right? And if you've seen Playboy Cardi recently, right, he was just walking around with panties on and stuff like that, and has this very androgynous, right, for lack of a better term, type of look, right? That's not the type of person that's going to give you anything that has anything to do with higher consciousness. So what is St. Peter the patron saint of? It says that's a traditional pope, first pope, right? Keyword, first pope of the Roman Catholic Church. St. Peter has a long list of places, occupation, and causes under his patronage. He is the patron saint of popes and of Rome and of many cities that bear his name, such as St. Petersburg and St. Pierre. As a former fisherman, he is the patron saint of net makers, shipbuilders, and fishermen. Okay. And because he holds the keys of heaven, he is also the patron saint of locksmiths. Okay. So the fact that it's a fisherman, right, is also a callback to the age of Pisces. All right. To Piscean energy, the era that we are coming out of, right? Or some say we are already out of the age of Pisces, right? Some say we are coming out of the age of Pisces, going into the age of Aquarius, right? This is the age of following. Pisces also represent the feet, right? So last sentence here on the right, it says, probably because he is said to have walked on water with Jesus, he is the patron saint of cobblers and those with foot problems. So this is all about followers, right? People following, people looking up at someone else, looking up at a Messiah and seeing themselves, right, in the image of them, right? Basically just being a sheep, right? Being a person who doesn't think for themselves and is just, somebody who follows people and doesn't live by their own life standards, right? And you see these with these cliques, these, Swifties and the Beehive and et cetera, et cetera. These cliques and these groups. Forgot what Nicki Minaj has, right? But you see it with these cliques. Where people are just following, right? Blind followers, so to speak. So this is all tied into that age of Pisces or that fisherman energy. When you look at the Catholic priest, you see they have the mitre on the top of their head, which looks like the mouth of a fish. All right, looks like a fish mouth. Then the body, the Pope's robe, looks like a fish. So that's why they're saying St. Peter is the first Pope. All right, let's keep going. So Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius. Okay, Ice Spice is signed under Nicki Minaj. This is all tied into the Purple Cross, right? The Yemaya, the wave energy, the water energy, right? Also representing fertility, because we all are nurtured inside the amniotic fluid that is in the mother's womb, right? So we are in a fluid womb when we are nurtured, when we are developed, right? So when I see this Purple Cross, right? Also, right, the Purple Cross upside down, also you see the hangman. Okay, so the hangman. So the hangman representing Sagittarius. This is tied to Nicki Minaj, tied to Ice Spice as well. There's the signs and symbols, right, coming through. So this is following a higher calling, okay? Intuition, self-improvement. So they're representing that following them is a form of intuition, right? A form of higher calling, a form of self-improvement. But also, if you look on the right, the hangman, right? Perspective, keywords, perspective, sacrifice, all right? Sacrifice, okay? Letting go of your own critical thinking, letting go of your own rationale, right? Suspension, right? This is also a form of trance, right? So it's basically saying accept the pause from your regular pursuits and discover something you haven't seen before, which is what a Super Bowl would be, something you haven't seen before. Also, a Super Bowl halftime show, right? Something you've never seen before, which we'll get into, right? And you see the hangman, right? The leg, it looks like an upside down cross, right? Look at the picture, right? Look at the symbolism. It looks like an upside down cross. It's no different. It's no different. All right. So it's a capturing of the wave, capturing of that consciousness or that subconsciousness. And that subconsciousness, this is from a book called The Kabbalistic Tarot. The Kabbalistic Tarot by Robert Wang. All right. Kabbalistic Tarot by Robert Wang. And he called the hangman, all right, the 12th key. All right. 12 disciples again. Tapped into that St. Peter energy again. And mind you, Peter, going back real quick, Peter was the apostle that denied Christ. Okay. He's the one that when they asked, when the Romans asked, were you after they hung Christ, according to the mythology, right? According to the mythology, because we know it's just a mythology. When they hung Christ, they said he's the one who denied Christ 3 times, right? Said, I don't know who he is. I wasn't around him. I don't know him. And the story Christ told him, Jesus told him, you would deny me 3 times, right? So how could he be the first pope of the Roman Catholic Church, right? It just shows you the correlation that it's not about the quote unquote Jesus story. It's all about control. Ultimately, it's all about attention. It's all about having people follow them, right? It's all about perception, creating reality. Okay. That's all it's about. Let's keep going. So the path of Mem, okay. The path color is deep blue. All right. You can't make this shit up. Isn't water, wave, right? Isis, Yemaya, Orset. Oh, don't they deal with water? Don't they deal with waves? All right. It's not water, the color blue. The related sound is G sharp. G sharp, right? There's sounds for each chakra. The sounds for each chakra, which I've talked about in other videos, could break down to bag fed C. BAG, the first 3 chakras, crown, B, third eye, A, G, throat, F, heart, E, solar plexus, D, sacral, and D, sacral, and C, root. So all these frequencies, and this is the way too, you could open up your chakras. So people always like, "Wow, how can I open up my chakras? How can I open up my chakras?" Well, start listening to these frequencies, right? They're all on YouTube, right? You could tap in. So let's say you have a problem speaking out or whatever, you could, or expressing yourself, you can listen to the sound G sharp and it'll start to open you up to where you're starting to be able to speak, right? If, as Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, tap into energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay. Energy, frequency, and vibration. So we're talking about water, all right? The spirit of mighty waters. This is the hangman, right? I'm just showing you what it is. I'm just showing you the symbolism, right? I'm just showing you the symbolism. This is the hangman. This is what's on her neck, all right? It's the same symbolism. Water, Isis, all right? Just show you how all these things link up, all right? So it's about the throat chakra, right? So Ice Spice, isn't she a rapper? Okay. Isn't Taylor Swift a singer? Isn't Beyonce a singer, right? So wouldn't this want to be the energy that they conjure during a Super Bowl, right? A bowl of energy, a bowl of attention, a bowl of power, a bowl of symbolism, right? Which would represent also a womb, right? A Super Bowl, which would represent you being, or a seed being nurtured in a mother's amniotic fluid, right? So this is the signs and symbols behind what they're doing, right? And tapping into this energy so that basically you can follow, all right? Because your attention is the light really that keeps these quote unquote stars alive, right? It's no different than an altar or a shrine to an ancestor, right? Who's now one with the stars. After all, we are stardust at our core level and are that even when we leave the flesh, right? We're stardust. That's according to science, not just me. So we're talking about the attention economy, okay? The attention economy. So also Kanye, right? Who just dropped his album, Vultures, #1. Now, I love Kanye. All right. Kanye is probably one of my favorite artists. I think personally, Kanye West is a genius, right? This is not deny the fact that these people play both sides of the fence, right? Again, it's not about following, but I appreciate genius for what genius is. But it's not about following, right? Any man, anywhere, because once you follow man, you're guaranteed to be disappointed because man is flawed. Even me, right? We all have our flaws. Every YouTuber that you watch, don't think that they're perfect. Don't think that they're holier than thou. Don't think that they're a super magician. Because when you meet some of these people, you may be disappointed how they are in real life. All right. And I remember there was a Atlanta, right? The series Atlanta with Donald Glover, where there was this YouTuber who was messing with him, right? And had all these followers. And then when he finally met the YouTuber, right, he realized that the YouTuber, like this guy was broke, he was in bad shape, right? He was just in a highly negative, poverty filled situation, right? So everything that he was projecting on the screen was cap, right? So I'm saying don't follow anybody. Take the information, use the information to the best of your benefit, but don't follow anyone because it's all about the attention economy. So Conway wore this Alexander McQueen crucifix mask to the game. Okay. And if you look on the second slide, the one in the middle, it says, "When I said I'm the new Jesus, bitch, I wasn't even thinking about Taylor Swift." Okay. So he wants that energy too, right? He wants that energy, and he is wearing black and white, which correspond to the Masonic chessboard of black and white, which represent polarity, which is what I was just talking about earlier, right? These deities and this deity energy, right? A deity just a representative of energy. So when you look at something like a leg bar, right? We don't want to see these as just people like we see, Donald Trump or Joe Biden, right? We don't want to see people. We want to understand that these things are symbols, right? Representatives of energy, representatives of power, representatives of vibration, a representative of frequency, okay? So they could be used for positive or negative, right? It doesn't matter. It's all how you choose to use the energy. That's what magic is. There's no such thing as good magic or black magic. If you're a person that's quote unquote good, then you're using it for good. If you're a person that's quote unquote bad, then you're using it for bad, right? It's all up to you, the user. Okay. So this one on the right was from ESPN. This is Ice Spice, right? Looking directly at the camera. All right. And it said in the caption, Ice Spice knew where the camera was. Okay. So she's doing her dance, she's doing her thing with the chain on her neck, right? Everybody's going crazy. Oh, look at Ice Spice, she's demonic, right? Look at her with the upside down cross and the Balenciaga. Nah, it's not necessarily about the devil because the devil does not exist. Okay, there's no such word in ancient language called the devil. There's no such word that you'll find before the 1600s, before King James created this book called uh, Demonology, right? King James, of course, is the author, or I shouldn't say the author, but the creator of the King James Bible. And he created a book called Demonology. And this is where all the devil and the demon type of idea even came into place. when you see someone throwing up horns or anything like that, it's really a representation of the trifold nature of you, but it is of the lower nature of you. It is the trinity within you, which is your lower three chakras, right? Which is your animal nature. Okay. You being acting like a savage is you acting like an animal, not being able to control your impulses, not being able to discipline yourself, not being able to resist urges, right? This is your animal nature taking control of you. If you have a habit that you can't fight off, right? Whether it's drugs or whatever, that's your animal nature that has taken control of you. You can't stop smoking weed. You can't stop smoking liquor. You can't discipline yourself to eat healthier. Whatever it is, right? You got to have sex all crazy, right? You got to eat food all crazy, right? You might be a workaholic, whatever it is. This is tied into your animal nature, and usually it's tied to your root chakra, and it's part of your survival that you learned as a child when you were going through trauma, right? And this is why the shadow work is so important. But this is attention seeking behavior, and we are in the attention economy. Because again, we follow the stars. People still follow the stars, right? Just not the ones that we're supposed to. And once melanated beings realize that they are being trained through sign and symbols to follow the charge of stars instead of create the star charge, then and only then will things change. Let's keep going. So Legba strikes again. Okay, let's go back. I just want to show and prove. You see the red and black, right? Legba allows roads and doors to open from the spiritual world to the material world, as per reason providing mankind with their destinies. So what type of destiny are they trying to usher in? All right. Remember, we're dealing with the attention economy. All right. So I've never seen a Super Bowl where they had a what would you call this? Advisory, right? Or some type of letting you know what's going to happen. All right. And it says swinging, dancing, sweating, gyrating, possible relationship issues. All right. And we'll go into the possible relationship issues. We all seen, if you saw it, the Super Bowl halftime show with the Usher and Alicia Keys thing. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So Usher sitting on this throne, so to speak, this diamond throne representing the pineal gland. All right. If you look at the points on it, one, starting from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 represents the 8 points of Saturn. All right. Saturn is represented by the number 8. We went to that last video. All right. Check the last video where I broke that down. Also, if you look, the person who ushered in that energy really this year was Cat Williams on the Club Shay Shay, right? He had 8 points on his necklace that said woke folks. Okay. Go check that out, right? Don't believe anything I say. Double check me, fact check me. All right. Also, if you look at the Super Bowl on the top right here, there is a drop of water, right? There's like a water or a wave that's constantly flickering when you see Usher, right? And it's on all sides of this particular Super Bowl ritual, right? So this is trying to say that they are controlling. Saturn is dealing with, well, we'll get there, but Saturn is dealing with Chronos, right? Chronos is dealing with time, right? And it says that Chronos eats their young. Chronos eats his young. And that represents, and that's a deity, but it's a symbol that represents time, right? Time, just like the horoscope, right, is basically the hour watch. That's what horoscope means, hour watch, or the watching of hours, right? Horoscope also represents Horus or Heru, right? So it's 60 seconds. The number 6 also corresponds to Heru or Horus, right? If you want to go into Kabbalah, that would be Tiferet, right? Now, going into these 8 points, so it's basically him initiating the changing of time, or saying we control the time, or we're controlling how we control your time. We're controlling how we control your attention. See, it seems more nefarious
when you want to say, oh, it's the devil and it's the demons and all that. But no, you just have to look at it from a occult perspective, from a metaphysical perspective, right? And understand the language of signs and symbols. And you say, yes, it is nefarious, but don't put it on the devil. Don't give the devil any credit. Don't give the demons any credit, right? Give the credit to people, right? Because I've never seen a sheep act like a lion. I've never seen a sheep act like a goat. I've never seen a sheep act like a snake. Nor have I seen a snake, a goat, or a lion act like a sheep. All right. So nature, follows natural law. It is man, right? In his ability to choose to act like an animal, in his ability to choose to act like a manipulative human, right? Which is what the quote unquote 1% would represent, right? These people that are quote unquote the powers that were, right? Or it's man's ability to choose to act like a god, one who is in tune and follows nature, right? And is one with nature and one with all right? Arm, leg, arm, head, but also one who is in submission to the will of God, which is the will of nature, right? Which is the will of your divine purpose here. So they're saying with this that they want to control your mind. All right. This is also a representation of your pineal gland that's sitting on this crystal, because your pineal gland has something called magnetite crystals on it. All right. Your pineal gland member is also called what? Your third eye. All right. Also called your third eye. So who do we see in the beginning of this? Let's go back. 3 witches. Okay. 3 witches, all wearing black. This is what they all wore to the Super Bowl. Beyonce ties to occultism. Ice Spice is a Puerto Rican from the Bronx. I know her parents was dealing with some candles and shit like that. And Taylor Swift, we already discussed her witchcraftiness, but we'll get into it a little later as we go down the presentation. All right, getting the purple colors, just bringing you back. All right, let's keep going. So the first song is, of course, called "Caught Up." The first song they drop is called Caught Up. And you can see on top right here, you can see that thing flickering on the top. All right. Again, representative of that pineal, representative of that water, representative of that wave, right? Ice Spice is there, ushering everything in. All right. Doing her job as a symbol for the ritual. And this looks like a whole circus. All right. This looks like a whole circus. So yes, the first song is going to be caught up, because you got to be caught up, not in you, not in your life, not in your purpose, not in you standing on your own business, not in your family, not in your healing, not in your transformation, but caught up in following celebrity, caught up in worshiping a celebrity, caught up in wanting to be celebrity. Remember, another Club Shay Shay favorite, Monique, she didn't say she wanted to be rich. She didn't say she wanted to be wealthy. She didn't say she wanted to be loved. She didn't say she wanted to be adored. Monique, in the Club Shay Shay interview, said her main purpose for going into showbiz was to be famous. It was to be seen. It was to be adored. It was to be worshiped. It was to be praised like a god, right? And she got that and still realized it wasn't enough, right? And we could go into the Monique thing. I personally think Monique got to let some of this stuff go, right? And focus on taking advantage of her opportunities, her newfound fame, and creating new things. You know what I'm saying? Create a pie, I don't know, sell some forks, do something, Monique. But you can't keep crying about Tyler Perry and, Oprah and what they didn't do for you. You got to take that energy, transmute it, and move along, right? Shout out to Cat Williams for giving her a platform, but even that's somebody else giving you something. What are you going to create for yourself? All right. That's my opinion on the subject. But again, the first song is Caught Up, because you got to get caught up in the circus. Okay. Give them bread and circuses, and they will never revolt. Give them bread and circuses, and they will never revolt. Okay. Now, last video, I gave y'all a ritual to use to harness this energy. So you should have been using that, right, to harness this energy. I lost a couple hundred on the Super Bowl, but Monday, through using an option in the stock market, right, I gained like quintuple that, right? Because every time after the Super Bowl, if you follow the stock market, the stocks always go up. Okay. So a simple call option got me my money back plus some. That's how you tap into these rituals, folks. You don't let them use you. You use them. So give them bread and circuses and they will never revolt, right? So now you see the colors, right? You see the red right there. You see that it is an actual circus, okay? As long as you're focused on the social media, as long as you're focused on the stars, as long as you're focused on the shade room, baller alert, celebrities, what they're doing, right? You'll never be able to reach your full potential. As long as you're focused on Tasha K and the gossip, right? And we see what happened to Wendy Williams. You'll never reach your full potential here as a God being on earth. You will always be distracted to what they're doing, what they got going on, what's their gossip, what's their tea, okay? Which we'll get into shortly. Right. Let's continue going. And yeah, between the goalposts, legs, and the womb. Yep, good observation, Stray Panther. Good observation. All right, let's continue going. So we got a lot to cover. So again, ushering third eye television, right? So the color blue, right? This is when Usher first came out doing After the Circus, doing Caught Up, showing the circus, which we just shown here, right? Caught Up. Blue is the color of trust. And this is why it's very popular with brands. Blue is associated with the sea. Okay, Isis, Yamaya, Offset. Again, blue is associated with the sea. It's a color. And Ice Spice's real name is Isis, right? I'm not making this up. You can look this up. Ice Spice's real name is Isis. It represents serenity and peace. Blue instills confidence and inspires loyalty. Blue is cool and conservative, all right? So it's about bringing y'all back, okay? Don't let us go, all right? Don't have prop your own people up. Don't prop up your own stars, people. You know what I'm saying? Don't create your own people that you want to put as the most high. No, we're going to continue giving you your stars. We're going to continue to give you the people that we want to give you. And, you know, until then, until most people wake up, these idols will continue to feed off the black mass mostly because we create the cool, right? With of followers like vampires. With our attentions, our shares, you know, we have the power of raising people that are wisdom influencers. We could create our own stars and celebrities, right? With our own ways of cool that the masses have no choice to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? We run things that run we, right? Word to Bob Marley. And their time is coming and they know it, right? But that's why the 8 point is so important, right? It's for them to say that they control the time and they're trying to stop the time with their rituals, but the time is up. This ain't enough. So blue, right? And you see on Usher's shirt, right? This is the symbol he had on his shirt, and you see it looks like a cone, right? Which represents the pineal gland. All right. It's purple, right? Purple phoenix, right? And you see this pine cone in the middle represent the pineal gland. Now look, do I think these people really know what's going on? These artists? No, they're following the direction from other people that's telling them, do this, wear this will look great. This would be awesome. And also, they're part of their own secret society clubs, right? I'm not going to say the Illuminati, but I will say their own clubs. When you reach a certain level of financial status, they invite you in, right? It's simple, right? To understand. There's a show on Hulu. It was a Marvel series. I forget the name of it, but the kids were upstairs, right? and their parents were in the basement and they were part of a secret society and they were doing magic and doing conjure in the basement, right? And the kids happened to notice, right? And it became a thing where the kids had superpowers and whatever. If you know the name of it, you know what I'm talking about. You could put it in the chat. But again, this is about controlling. Pineal gland is what produces your vision, your melatonin, right? When you sleep, it's produced, right? When you're in a dream state, that's when it's developed the most. Also, when you're in a meditative state, which is what the water or the subconscious, right, represents. Water is representative of the subconscious, right? As a representative of, for instance, you could hear a song or somebody speaking in a certain manner, and it could make you sleepy, right? It could make you fall asleep, literally. So this is that hangman energy, right? That intuitive energy that going into the subconscious, right? Which would be the waters within, or the waters of Amenta, or the waters of noon, right? Into that state of being. Let's continue going. All right. So the blood sacrifice prep work, right? Which we'll get into soon. You've seen Alicia Keys, right? She got on the red. This was flapping behind her, right? Looking like blood spilling. Okay. See the red and white, right? Alike by colors again, opening the crossroads. Okay. With them singing the song My Boo. Okay. Boo. Okay. Could be as a symbol of a spirit, right? Or a ghost, right? Saying boo, right? Again, just to go back, you see that those colors, all right, right there, and you see the colors in Alegba, all right. Let's continue. So this is the bread and circuses, all right. So you don't think for yourself. You're not thinking creatively. You're not going to be able to take care of your family. You're not going to engage in anything locally for your community, right? You're not going to say hi to your neighbor, right? You're going to be distracted. That's the whole game. It's distractions. All right. And this is Queen Beyonce. This was from the Lemonade album. And this is the first scene. All right. Where she said, and I quote, I plugged my menses with the pages of the holy book, right? Meaning the Bible. Okay. So they continuously use these colors, red, black, and white. And I'm just showing you these things. I'm not trying to destroy your, if you are whatever, right? A beehive or whatever. Hey, this is the truth, I'm just showing you what it is, etc., etc. Okay. I'm just showing you what it is. I'm just showing you the facts. All right. You take it for how you want to take it. So this is also destruction of the melanated family. Okay. Usher married longtime partner Jennifer, whatever her name is, on Super Bowl Sunday. Usher actually has kids with the woman that he married. He has 2 children with this woman that he married on Super Bowl Sunday. So this is a married man putting on this show, right, for the masses, showing him holding Swiss Beats' wife, right, in a way that we would all say is inappropriate, right? Any band that has a girl, we don't want nobody holding our girl like that, right? Much less your wife, all right? And you see these same colors back in play, okay? The purple, the red and white, right? And this is all a play to divide and conquer, okay? When the family, nobody wins when the family feuds, right? Nobody wins when the family feuds. So this is all just further destruction, of the melanated family again. And we see that played out in social media right now, even some of these spiritual people, quote unquote spiritual people, these witches and these quote unquote warlocks, they're in the gender divide, women were first and women are the reason, or men were first and men are the reasons, and God was a man and then the women came, and or God was a woman and then they created men, and you see these gender divides, and which is crazy for spiritual people to be gender warring, right? But you see that, and you see that also, on the social media streets with all these podcasts and everything like that, where they're trying to divide and conquer. Because once the family is broken, right, and they did that since slavery, where they basically would tie a melanated man to two horses, right? While the men and the women watched, right? Or the women and the children watched, I should say, and whip the horses and had the man be split in two, right? In order to make the male child docile and scared because the mother wants to protect him, right? And make the mother subservient to the master. Okay. So it's all about subservience to these quote unquote celebrities, these quote unquote stars, right? Instead of the real stars in nature. All right. Let's continue going. You see the black and white, the Masonic floor right here, and you see on the top left, you see the eye, right? The same eye that you would see on your dollar bill, right? What they would call the eye of providence. But if you go back, right, we see this is what they call a what they call it, what kind of board? The tracing board, right? Masonic tracing board, right? You see the sun, you see the moon, you see the eye on the top, right? And let's go back, looking on the top, right? You see something similar, right? To control perception. You see something similar right here to control perception. I'm just showing you what it is. All right. I'm just taking the time to show you what it is. All right. So that was evident right here. And you see the black and white. Little John got on all black with the chain, right? Representing the white. Her, when she came out, she had on black and white. JD, when he came out, he had on black and white, representing the floor, right? The Masonic floor, or again, controlling polarity, right? Which would be tied into also Saturn or Saturnian energy. All right. Again, more black and white. All right. So this is the ancient and accepted Scottish rite is a full Masonic rite and has its own distinctive versions of the craft, witchcraft, magic, or Blue Lodge rituals, which include the Enter the Princess Fellowcraft and Master Mason degrees. All right. We're going to see the blue, right, coming up. And we see they had Usher with the humiliation ritual to set it off wearing a kilt. But the kilt is a Scottish instrument or Scottish war wear, right? The Scottish wore kilts. So it's just showing you how it's still tapped into this particular Masonic energy, right? The Freemasonic energy that they use as a form of control, as they use as a form of ritual, as they use as a form of craft or witchcraft, right? Magic, right? Again, it's all how you use the energy. You can use this energy too. It's all up to you. All right. But this is a humiliation ritual so that he can usher in the revitalization of you focusing on the celebrities and not focusing on yourself, not focusing on your self development and your self growth, right? You just chasing money and you just chasing riches because you want to be like them, right? You just chasing materialism because you want to be like them, right? And them saying we control the polarity. And again, you see both of these instances, right? With them wearing with the same colors in play. So Saturn, as we talked about earlier, the number 8, right? The 8 points of Usher's chair controls time. Okay. Time, chronos, right? The watch is called a chronograph, right? So if you have a Rolly, a AP, right? A non-smart watch, all right, a non-digital watch, you have what they used to call a chronograph watch. It's an analog watch that is designed as a display watch with an integrated stopwatch function, have a one or more subdials on the clock face. All right. So it's really about having the clock face, right? But it comes from the deity Chronos, right? Chronos represents Saturn, which we just talked about earlier, right? Representing time. Saturn also has a sickle, right? Representing agriculture, right? How things grow, right? So, and there's more we could get into Saturn, but for time's sake, we won't do that. But as you see, Usher's on this clock that goes from purple to blue, right? And eventually, right, it goes from when he says 7 o'clock on the dot to Let It Burn, right? And when he's singing Let It Burn, it this is what it looks like. And you see he is represented as the sun, right? In this particular picture, all right, on this particular scene during his halftime show, right? Representing now, this is also an 8 year, 2024 adds up to the number eight. Eight also corresponds to Kobe, right? We talked about that last video, how Kobe, the last live, how Kobe, this is a Kobe year, right? A year of self mastery, a year of self development, a year of self control, a year of self discipline. All these things that Kobe represented. Mamba mentality, right? Kundalini, Mamba being Kundalini energy, serpentine energy, the Ida, and Pingala energy, me moving like a serpent, or this particular wave, right? Again, waves of energy, raising your consciousness, right? From the animal consciousness, from the human consciousness to the God consciousness, right? Where you're fully in control of your prefrontal lobe, your development. Because it's not just the pineal gland, right? The pineal gland is responsible for your imagination and your visions. But if you don't activate these imaginations and this vision, doesn't matter how great a pineal gland you have or how much visualization you have. That shit doesn't matter at all, right? Straight Panther said Usher rubbing herpes everywhere. Oh shit, that was funny. Okay. I forgot. Yeah, remember that yeah. They would talk about he had herpes back in the day. Nobody's talking about that now, right? It's funny how that just disappeared. But yeah, this is saying that yes, 2024, yes, the year of mastery, but we burning that shit, right? We ushering in our own light. We want you to follow us, right? We want you to follow our deities, so to speak, which would be these celebrities, which would be the Beyoncés, the Taylor Swifts, the Ice Spice, right? These are the we would say these are probably the biggest celebrities right now, right? Taylor Swift being one, and they both, Taylor Swift and Beyonce, both had concert videos this year, right? And Ice Spice has been blowing up as well, right? With some of the worst songs in the world, but she's still blowing up, right? And again, this is what they want your kids to follow, right? This is what they want people without their fully underdeveloped prefrontal cortex, which develops after 25, right? This is not really about adults, these rituals. These is really about capturing the attention of children, right? Who not doing research, who's not doing stuff like this, who doesn't understand signs and symbols, that doesn't understand the repetition of signs and symbols, so that they can control them, the next generation, right? This is really what it's about, right? And this is why Usher's featured as the son, all right? This was done on 211, right? Jesus and the 12 disciples, right? But Usher is represented as the sun, right? And the clock got to burn because this is an 8 year again, representing Saturn. Saturn represents time, right? Building and destroying, right? Which is the cycle of time. Things are built and things destroyed. That's just time, regardless. Everybody lives and everybody dies, right? And if you had a car in the 1700s, it's not around anymore because it's going to rust and die due to oxidation, right? So things live, things die. So it represents the cycle of time. And they're saying, no, we control the time, right? And we already saw how Usher is ushered in, all right? And you're going to see these people, all three of them, right? Their careers are going to start to improve as well. Her, JD, and Little John. Watch. All right. And they were skating on a portal, okay? Skating on a portal, which you see right here. I'm not making this up, all right? We talked about the color blue, okay? For the Blue Lodge, all right here, all right? That's a Masonic rite. And you see them wearing blue, right? And skating on this portal, okay? And they're actually moving, if you watch it, they're actually moving counterclockwise all right, which is how the planets actually originally moved. The planet actually originally moves counterclockwise. So imagine all these people, which this Super Bowl was the most viewed Super Bowl of all time, watching this at the same time, and this ritual is being practiced. Imagine how much energy can be sourced from this particular ritual that those who know will do. So this is why you should have had your candles up. You know what I'm saying? You should have had your petition written. I already gave you the prep work. I did it early in the morning so you could have gotten everything ready so you could have done your own ritual. Okay. During this time, so you're not falling victim to theirs, because it's all about them absorbing energy to use for their benefit. It's like the movie Monsters Inc., right? Remember Monsters Inc., right? They would use fear for the children, and the fear for the children they would absorb, right? And it's what they would to uh feed the monsters, right? And eventually at the end of the movie they realized love was more powerful. But this particular energy about skating in the portal is about perception. That's all the Super Bowl was about, putting them back in control and taking away the power of you, the quote unquote fan or the quote unquote person, from creating your own stars and creating your own influencers. They never want you to really do that. They want to control who you follow, they want to control who you look at, and they want to control what you see. And they use this to get you. All right. And that time is coming, you know. But the powers that were, what they want to do, they want to Apple Vision Pro you to death, right? Now they have augmented reality, and they want to celebrity gossip you into their world. And this is how so you never control your real one, right? And this is a representative of a portal, right? Tasha K is a portal. Wendy Williams was a portal. It's a portal of escapism into other people's business and other people's lives. That's what it is. And it's a distraction. That time you watching Tasha K for an hour, or watching some gossip for an hour or two or 30 minutes or whatever, you could be using that for things that go to your own growth, development, and learning a skill, taking a course, learning a class, um, becoming better, getting over some trauma, right? Doing some meditation, right? Reading, study, right? And I'm not saying there's not a space where you need to escape from all of that for a little while, but when you're escaping, even in your escape, it should be things that make you laugh or has some sort of meaning to it, right? Some sort of lesson you could gather out of it, even if it's entertainment. Now, let's say it's like sports, like basketball, football, or whatever. Of course, there's no real anything out of that instead of just entertainment or competition, a spirit of competition or something like that. But if you do these things, it should be, from my perspective, you should have a 80-20 split. 80% of your life should be going towards consuming things that deal with your goals, your vision, and your purpose, right? And 20% of your life. Now, this is a day by day thing too, right? Day by day, 80% of your life should be going toward those things. And then another 20% should be going towards whatever, right? Relaxing, fuckery, right? Even if you're looking at some celebrity gossip, whatever, right? But nobody should be watching Tasha K every week. Nobody should be watching reality shows every week. Nobody should be watching sports. I can't tell you the last time I watched a whole game, right? Well, actually, I could. This was back in when the NBA season first started. I watched a couple of games the first week. And then after that, I was back on my Grizzly, right? The first 2 weeks, I do that like the first 2 weeks. Then I'm back on my Grizzly, right? I'm back on my studies. I'm back on my learning. I'm back on my elevation, right? I'm back on getting this bread, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not better than anybody else here that I'm talking to. You can do all this and more, right? So this is the era and the energy that is up. All right. So skating on two hemispheres of the brain, right? If you look at this particular imagery, I was like, shit, this shit looks like a head, right? Or the middle of the brain. And it looks like the other two parts of the stage are the left and right hemisphere of the brain. This is what I got out of this, right? And of course, you see the black and white, again, representing that portal energy and the skating around it, right? In the planetary action, right? Going counterclockwise. And if you look at this, I don't have a picture, but they're both on the 33-yard line, all right? Just showing you the Masonic influence, the Freemasonic influence, right? 33 and the third being the highest degree in Freemasonry, just showing you that influence is still there. Okay. And when I saw like the bottom where the band is, it looks like the neck. All right. The throat chakra. All right. So this is all, and the middle is the pineal and the prefrontal cortex. Okay. So it's all about the conjuring of energy, controlling perception. Again, controlling perception, having you fully attuned to the powers that were. So ended the song with yeah. All right. Again, the ritual for your highest perception, blue and purple chakras. All right. So blue, purple, and ultraviolet. The blue being the throat chakra. Right down here, you could even see down here is blue. All right. You can see around here, around the energy of this is blue. All right. Usher wearing the purple, glittering. Right. And you could say he's representing again the pineal gland, the crystals on his jersey, right? Representing the pineal gland, the magnetite crystals that's on the pineal gland, okay? And the blue, all right? So the craft lodge, again, blue lodge, the traditional color of regalia and lodges derived from English or Irish Freemasonry, all right? So the ritual for your highest perception, blue and purple, goes to us, meaning them, right? Witchcraft, right? The craft of the lodge, okay? So again, I'm just showing you the colors. Shouldn't be hard. So celebrity is mental slavery, all right? That is the real sunken place, all right? When we talk about celebrity, we're talking about, again, a culture that is dying. So Western society, what they did was they taught us to be ashamed of honoring, praising, and following the movement of the stars, right? Cosmology, astrology, right? Following the movement of the stars and honoring nature, which is what our ancestors did, right? If you look at the ancestors' original signs and symbols, they're animal-headed deities, right? Falcon-headed, cow-headed, bull-headed, uh, snakes, scorpions, right? Lions, um, bulls, right? Cows, etc., right? They all have a correspondence to nature. Even if you look at which I explained just now, some of the deities of the zodiac. The zodiac is the zoo, right? The zodiac, or the zodiac, right? Animals. So they taught you to be ashamed of honoring your ancestors or honoring the stars in the sky, and demonize those who did, right? Demonize your ancestor worship, called it evil, called it witchcraft, why they used it against you, right? Why they used it against you? To take you away from your source of spiritual power. So the power in nature is in the form of animals, herbs, and minerals, and the cosmic influence of planetary and interplanetary electromagnetic fields. This is what we call astrology and cosmology. So now what we do is we honor, praise, and follow these terrestrial stars who are celebrities, who do next to nothing for you, but take your currency in return for mindless entertainment. And your currency is not only your money, but your attention. So this is the celebrity, all right? This is what celebrity gossip is called now, right? It's called tea, right? What's the tea on this? What's the tea on that? Gossip is called tea. So tea, celebrity, is ceremonial magic. All right. So this is in the movie Get Out. All right. They use this tea to hypnotize their victims. All right. So celebrity, the etymology of the word is solemn rite or ceremony. Rite is a ritual. Okay. From Old French, celebrity, celebration, right? multitude, fame. All right. So it's celebrity. The whole idea is a ritual. The whole idea is to have you in a sunken place. The whole idea is to have you in that tea in a sunken place. And you see the color of the teacup is blue. Okay. Color of the teacup is blue. Again, signs and symbols, they're not lying. All right. They're not lying. All right. So we have to ask yourself, are you in the sunken place following these celebrities? Or are you worshiping the celebrities when you're worshiping your own life? More than you invest in your own purpose, right? Kobe, which this is the year representing Kobe, right? And we're about to go into the April 8th, 4/8, right? We're about to go into the another crossroads or another X, right? Which is the eclipse, the X eclipse that's going to be over America, the Great American Eclipse, where our DNA is going to change. Our blood is going to change. Nothing is going to be the same this year. Not as above, so below, terrestrial or celestial, right? There's going to be a lot of changes this year. And a lot of things are on the way, right? I talked about dengue fever last video. Go check that out. My last Super Bowl video where I talked about signs and symbols for 2024. All right. But they want you focused your attention on celebrities, not getting yourself right physically, health wise, right? Being prepared, getting ready so you don't have to being ready so you don't have to get ready, right? They want you trapped in their sunken place. Also, Trump, all right? Big Trump, all right? He has Super Bowl colors, right? This Saturday at SneakerCon, right? Saturn Day. Trump definitely has some magicians in his employ. All right, he has astrologers. He definitely has people who understand magic, right? Who understand the craft, who understand occultism, who understand signs and symbols. 100%. Right. So on Saturday, he goes to SneakerCon in Philadelphia, which again tied to Kobe. Kobe's was born in Philadelphia, right? His high school was in Philadelphia, right? He just got hit with a $450 million penalty, right? But he also has a Truth Social, his website, where it's like for 10 billion. I read, I don't have that here, but it's for 10 billion, right? And he's selling $400 sneakers. All right. So Trump's hustle game is amazing. All right. But you see these same colors, right? The gold 49ers, the red and white 49ers Chiefs, right? Also the flag, the blue, red, right? White tied in there. Okay. So he's tied in, he's tapped in, right? Tapped in, tuned in, turned on. All right. He's on the speed. He's on the game. He's on the game, right? Can't hate. You just gotta do your own shit, right? You just gotta counter and use the own magic for yourself, just like he's using it for himself. All right. So it says the sneakers are bold, gold, and tough, like President Trump. All right. Even the shoelaces has a T for Trump. All right. And he's also has a cologne, right? Aromatherapy. Okay. Aromatherapy, right? Victory 47, right? I wonder what type of fragrance is in those cologne, right? I want to know what fragrance he used for that cologne. Because I'm sure it has something to do with some sort of control, some sort of manipulation, some sort of attention. Yes. And he's trying to get attention. Exactly. He's trying to get attention. All right. He's trying to get attention. That is the game. That is the game. Your eyes. Your eyes are currency. Your focus is currency. What you watch is currency. We're in the attention economy. What you pay attention to is currency. So that's why they're bright gold. They're not regular white. So you could see them bitches and you could think Trump. And this plays repetitively in your mind. All right. Let's continue going. So this all ties back to Kobe, as I've been saying, right? Remember the purple Gatorade, Laker colors, purple, okay? 49er gold. You see Laker colors, gold, right? And Chief yellow, all right? And white, all right? So you see all these colors tied into Kobe. You could even see the purple and gold on the unveiling of the statue right here on the right. Again, we keep seeing these colors play themselves out, all right? Over and over. And Kobe, not only that, Kobe's wearing some blue sneakers, blue knee wrap. Hey, I'm just showing it to you. So 8 like Kobe, all right? Now let's go into the Sheep's Parade that got shot up. Rest in peace to the DJ who got killed, right? Do I think this is a coincidence? No, I don't. I'll tell you guys a quick story. And this is something you could do for yourself, right? I never told anybody this out, and I'm not even sure I should tell anybody this, but it came to me in spirit. So, all right. So I'm gonna tell y'all. So I had a situation where I was looking for work, right, at one point, and I was like I was out of work for a while, and my unemployment was about to run out, and I was like struggling at the time, period. And I remember there was this job that I wanted, right? Good job. I do sales, so I like jobs with commission because I can make whatever I want. And it was good, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, I want this shit. And I remember like it was a voice in my head that kept coming. It was like, we need blood, we need blood, we need blood, we need blood. Right? So I wrote it down in a petition. I pricked my finger, right? And put on the paper, I smeared blood all over the paper, right? This is like my baby infancy into the occult. And lo and behold, I got the job. And it was one of the legal jobs where I ended up where I started really making money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Up into the 6-figure range, right? So I say that to say that your blood and blood has power, right? Now you could also, you don't have to prick your finger for everything. You could also use, if you're a woman, that's easy because you have a menstrual cycle every month. But you could also use men, you could use your boy juice, and if you're a woman who's past menopausal age, you could use your female juices, right? And do it the same way. It has the same potency, but blood is more powerful than even those, right? But those are almost just as powerful. So the blood ritual was again about their attention because you see who's the first person to come out. Taylor Swift, okay, donates 100K to the family of women killed at Chiefs Parade, which is pennies to her. All right. And what picture do they show of her? And when you see this is the only picture that they show of her. Her wearing this red and black. Again, I like my colors opening the way. Okay. Her wearing these colors. All right. And you know, 8 children, again, 22 equals 4. All right. So that's half. All right. Um the eclipse is coming on 4/8. Okay, so April 8th, 4/8. All right, same numbers. Red, black, and white. All right, and again, controlling perception. So you see Joe, what colors does Sleepy Joe have on that we've been talking about? All right. Red eyes, red eyes, black and white tie, black and white, white shirt, black jacket. All right, it's all lines up. And not only that, you could go into the plane crash of the Nigerian family, the Nigerian billionaires, right, where 6 of the Nigerian billionaires' families were killed. Now, that has something to do with them trying to tie into the resources. They were flying into the Super Bowl, right? So rest in peace to the Nigerian family that was flying into the Super Bowl. But for them to die in a helicopter crash also ties into Kobe. So the people say just like we drew up, they trying to say he was trolling. Ain't no troll. Ain't no president sitting. And this is from Joe Biden's account. This is not like, because I looked the shit up. I was like, wait, nah, this is some bullshit. And then I went on Twitter X, and I was like, oh shit, this is right. He really posted. They really posted this shit, right? And he's there looking like Homelander from the show The Boys on Amazon Prime. Okay, so again, perception, perception, perception. Follow us, follow us, follow us. Just like we drew it up so you could follow us. All right. And this was on Super Bowl Sunday when Joe Biden posted this, and this happened on Wednesday. Wednesday is when they had the Super Bowl parade. Wednesday was also Valentine's Day. All right. The heart, right? And also the color that's resonating is red. Root chakra, all right? Root chakra deals with security, it deals with sensation, right? It deals with safety, all right? So again, animal impulses, right? Most of your animalistic behavior is based on you wanting to feel safe and secure, all right? The people that have the attitudes, the people that are highly aggressive all the time, the people that always got some shit to say, it's because of childhood trauma where they didn't feel secure, they didn't feel heard, they didn't feel safe, they didn't feel loved, right? So this is a trauma, these are trauma responses, right? And if that is you, this can be healed, right? You have the opportunity through meditation, through diet, right? So forth and so on to heal these things, which I've covered in many, many, many videos. All right. So again, even Taylor doing this donation, she could have done this shit anonymously, right? We talked about Cat Williams, where Cat Williams was talking about all the things that she was doing anonymously, right? And yep, Valentine's Day Massacre, exactly, right? So Cat Williams, they would talk about all the money that Cat Williams was given anonymously. So this is what it is. This is what they're doing. All right. I'm just showing you through the signs and symbols. So Parkland school shooting 6 years later. All right. Remembering the 17 victims. All right. So this was also on Valentine's Day. All right. So 17 is 8. All right. 6, 33, Kobe. All right. 33, Kobe's um high school number. Also 24 equals 6, again tied to Kobe. All right. 17 students and staff were killed in the 2018 Stoneman Douglas massacre, February 14th. All right. So this was again on Valentine's Day. All right. Where this Parkland school shooting was. Also, same day, February 14th, gunfire report shuts down Florida Mall on Valentine's Day. All right. So just showing you the correlation of this particular energy or this bloodletting energy on a day where everyone is wearing red, right? All the women on Valentine's Day, if you look on Instagram, you see red, red, red all over the place. Even some of the men, right? You see red, red, red all over the place. So it's all a ritual, a bloodletting ritual to harness energy, to harness attention, to harness control, to harness your perception. Also, Taylor Swift, right, says hundreds of fans in Australia get inked in her honor instead of ahead of H.E.R.'s tour show, right? This was February 17th, right? The highlighted part, it says the singer told fans, it says, we are all obsessed with how they turned out, right? Obsessed is the key word. And again, this is for younger people, right? Mostly. The fans showed off their new ink at Melbourne Stop. The singer told fans before the song, I just really want you to be happy because you're making me happy. So I figured you might want to hear this one. Let me know though. All right. So I just really want you to be happy because you're making me happy. So it's not I want you to be happy for my music. It's not when I want you to be happy because you're happy via yourself. No, it's because you're making me happy. All right. So you might ask yourself, like, why somebody like Taylor Swift, right, will be doing something like this? This is like she's like the darling, and you have to realize this reality is created entirely by our mind. All right. Our consciousness has taken the vehicle of our physical body, and we're plugged into the matrix, right? We're plugged into this artificial reality. All right. And so these groups, these secret societies, right? Some people call them the Illuminati, right? The 1%, right? Or if you want to use the 10%, the poison animal eaters, right? They create these systems and these wars and also endorse these celebrities, and they control the media, plus the television to feed information that governs perception. This is why people's consciousness and understanding of life is full of shit. This is why you see all this depression, all this anxiety, all these people popping these pills all day, all these people getting BBLs and all this plastic surgery and taking all these things to lose weight and shit like that, because of people's perception being controlled. So they don't, and most people don't know how this reality works because of all the stupid information that they've been given. So we have a celebrity figure with a lot of popularity named Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift has a lot of influence. So she feeds information to the public by expressing an image of herself. And this is what Beyonce, this is what the Ice Spices of the world, this is what the Nicki Minaj is, Cardi B's once they get initiated, right? This is what all these celebrities do, right? They create an image, right? And for you to look up to, because what they do is they place them on the pedestal, right? The celebrity, and now this is a figure of perceived worth. All right, people want to become just like her. So what happens is this conditions the Swifties, this conditions the Beehive, right? This conditions the Barbies, this conditions, right, whoever, right, to the followers, basically. I don't know what Ice Spice calls her, the Spicers. All right, the Spicies, right? The Spice Girls. This conditions them to want to be influencers, right? That's what you see the young people. They want to be influencers, but not influence to influence consciousness or influence higher levels of understanding. It's the influence of conditioning of success, money, and fame, right? Which is completely material. It's materialism. It's bullshit. All right. Material is not, it doesn't last. If you had a fly house in the 70s and a fly house in the 90s, it's not as fly as a house in 2024. If you had a fly house in 2000, it's not as fly as a house as in 2024. Your money, if you're a millionaire in 2020 or a millionaire in 2000, it's not the same million that you have in 2024. So it's all different, right? Everything changes, everything dies off. Anything material is bullshit. Okay. But this is also what happens is this creates a like harsh dynamic within the energy of the followers of the Taylor Swifts, the Beyoncés, the Ice Spices, and any other celebrity that's out there. I'm just focusing on them because they were the focus of the Super Bowl. But even people who follow the presidential candidates like Trump, right, and Joe Biden, think they're going to save you and things like that, right? This is people who want to be like them, who feel like these people are bringing energy, bringing joy to their lives. So they chase this sense of worthiness, wanting to be like them. And they'll always be running on unworthiness. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point. You feeling unworthy with yourself, unworthy, unpretty, unhappy, right? Not on their level, not famous, not shining, not your own star, when every nigga is a star. And that's the whole point, unworthiness. So we're all gods, We're all gods. And that's what they don't want you to know. So we have two teenagers charged in this Super Bowl rally, all right? So the number 2 is also tied to Gianna, Kobe's daughter, okay? So I don't believe that 2 teenagers was just shooting for no reason. Again, it's a blood ritual, which I explained earlier. And in Beyonce's hometown of Houston, right, Joel Osteen's church was shot up by a woman who came in with a child, right? They're trying to say she's transgender, and I don't see anything showing that she's transgender. She had a child. She came in with a child, and they're saying that it had she had a Palestine sticker on her gun, which they never showed, right? Even, and sidebar, even if we're talking about like Drake, right, showing his penis, right? We know people were like kind of cold on Drake, right? Drake recently leaked his penis pictures online, right? Or somebody that supposedly looks like Drake because you can't really see his face. The phone is covering his face. So it's supposed to be Drake, right? But they leaked the penis pictures, right? Again, it's all about your attention, right? All about getting you to watch, all about getting you to look, all about getting you to be distracted, all right? So, and this was Miss Britney Spears on Super Bowl Sunday. You can look this up. This was before the Super Bowl. Miss MK Ultra, right? MK Ultra is a mind control program, right? Monarch Butterfly mind control program that a lot of celebrities are under, right? You could do a deeper dive on that yourself. MK Ultra, and Britney Spears is definitely under it and has been under it for a long time. You can see her bugging out on Instagram. And this was on Super Bowl Sunday. All right. She said, we're going to start Halloween, right? And this was the imagery, and this is what she had on with this red. And you see the choker is black and white. I'm just showing you the symbolism. I'm just showing you what it is. Okay. Again, they want you to look up to these celebrities, and the celebrities want your attention. We're all gods or source energy. And the problem with celebrities is that we look up to them and people want to be like them. So they take our attention and our vision of what we want to not actually embrace, or so that we don't actually embrace our authentic self. But we want certain body types and to look a certain way, all deriving from feeling unworthy, right? Not secure, not safe, right? From feeling this feeling that you're not worthy. You're not like the celebrities. You're not rich. You're not powerful. You're not happy like them, right? And this creates separation, right? Because the perceived value now doesn't come from the fact that we're all consciousness and love, but it comes from how we look. It comes from how much money we have. It comes from how much material items we have. It comes from how many followers we have. It comes from how many people, friends we have, and people we have around us. It comes from how much likes we get, right? So this is the magic, all right? And this puts you in an animal nature to want to get it by any means necessary, all right? And do it and do what you need to do, whatever thing you need to do to go viral, whether it's embarrassing yourself, whether it's you cooning, whether it's you, you know, talking crazy about men, talking crazy about women, whatever it takes to go viral, people do now, right? Like I said, I've seen business pages now gender warring, right? Because they know that gender war brings engagement, right? So stop engaging in the gender war online. You know, if you don't like men, great. If you don't like women, great. You know, you'll be alone by yourself and miserable. We need each other, right? That's just a fact. You're going to be alone, and people say, oh, I like being alone. No, you don't. Nobody really likes being alone. Yeah, you're comfortable, and yeah, you may practice self-love during these spaces, but deep down inside, we all want somebody to love us, and we want to love them. We all want somebody to go on a trip with, go to the movies, go eat with, share a laugh, share a joke, share some footsies, right? Somebody to hug up on us, somebody to give us soup when we're sick, right? Somebody to rub our backs. We all want that. We all want that. All of us. All right. So self-love is cool for you to establish who you are and understand what you like and understand what makes you a loving being. But we all want somebody. All right. So as the great panic, rest in power to the God, right? So what they do is, again, trauma, repetition, and symbols, which I've showed you this whole presentation. That's how the subconscious mind is impacted or changed. All right. So your entire life, your subconscious mind has been programmed through trauma, repetition, and symbols. All right. Brother Panic, Big Baphomet in the building. All right. So again, you see the trauma, right? Because people will see the devil horns, and of course they're gonna think, "Oh, demons, devils, blah blah blah," and all this bullshit. But it's just really your animal nature. All right, it's really your animal nature that is within you, within all of us. Don't bring the devils. Don't blame the demons. Blame you. All right. Fix you. Change you. And you will see these devils and these demons change, right? If you're having dreams and visions of beast with or anything that looks crazy, these are primordial deities, deities that were fashioned before man. And oftentimes, because a lot of times I'll have dreams and visions with these things, you just got to say, what's up? You got to reach out your hand and say hi. You got to build. You got to communicate. But you've been taught to fear yourself so much, but yet you'll be watching a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? You go watch a horror movie. You watch horror movies in your house. You go to the theater and watch horror movies, right? But you'll be scared of what's in your own mind. You'll say something is haunting you. Well, go into the dream world before you go to bed, go into the dream world, meditate, and go into the dream world as a dragon slayer, or go to the dream world to make peace. And you will get wisdom. You will get guidance from these particular entities if you do this. So, but they try to program you again to feel unworthy through trauma, repetition, and symbols. All right. So they will plot to terrorize you into escapism. Okay. That's what they want you to do, to escape into a fantasy world, into a non-natural world, into a Ready Player One world, into an artificial reality. All right. What they call now a spatial reality. All right. And people are actually returning these headsets, these Apple Vision Pros. They're returning them because they're saying they're giving them headaches. They're saying that it's not as deep, as immersive as they thought. And they're just not, a lot of people not messing with it like that. So they're returning them by the bunches. It's not to say that it's not going to get better and better over time, because it's the first iteration, right? And I'm sure it's going to improve over time. But right now, there's a lot of people returning it. So is the plan backfiring? Maybe. As we all raise our consciousness and make a return to nature, instead of an artificial reality, instead of being in AI, right? We tap into our eye, our first eye, or our third eye, right? And use the powers of our perception to see what guides us to our purpose, our goals, our visions, and our manifestations. That's the real hocus pocus, right? This is man hocus pocus, right? This is a spell, okay, to cast you away into a reality that's not nature, right? It's AI versus NI, artificial intelligence versus natural intelligence, all right? And this is from Behold the Pale Horse, all right? Diversion summary. This is the plan. Keep the adult public attention diverted away from the real social issues and captivated by matters of no real importance. Keep the young public ignorant of real mathematics, real economics, real law, and real history. Keep the public entertainment below a sixth grade level. All right. This is also keep the public busy, busy, busy with no time to think, back on the farm with the other animals. All right. And this is how they do. Look at how much content is out here, right? You work 8 hours a day, you're tired, you come home, you just want to relax. They got loads of content for you to keep you distracted, away from your purpose, away from going within in silence, in meditation, away from you doing your spiritual work, right? Away from you taking courses, right? Away from you taking classes, away from you doing your own research, right? They got plenty of entertainment to keep you busy, 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 busy. All right. And consent is the primary victory. They need your consent. They need you to buy in. They need you to say, wow, look at them. Look how much money they have. Wow, look at their dress. Wow, look at their clothes. Wow, look at how many people they command. Wow, look how many followers they have. Wow, look how many likes they're getting. Wow, 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 right? I want to be like them. And again, this is not about the adults, it's mostly about the youth, but there's a lot of adults that still have a childlike mindset, and not childlike in the state of imagination, wonder, and creativity, but childlike is in the fact of following quote unquote parents, right? Being sheep. So, how do you change this, right? How do you not sell your soul? You focus on you. You tap into these chakras, right? And you could use these mantras for each chakra while you tap into your bag fed seed, your frequencies, all right, of the chakras. B for the crown. Say it again. B for the crown. A for the third eye. G for the throat. F for the heart. E for the sacral, for the solar plexus, sorry. D for the sacral. And C for the root. These are all frequencies, sounds you could easily pull up on YouTube, right? B sharp, A sharp, G sharp, F sharp, etc., etc. And you could say these mantras in your head, right? I am divine. I am connected. I am expressive. I am loved. I am strong. I am creative. I am safe, right? And program yourself. There's also different apps you could use, right? With different frequencies, like the um Lam for the root, the Vam for the sacral, the Ram for the solar plexus, the Yam for the heart, right? And the Om for the throat, the Om for the third eye, and the for the crown, right? You could tap into those mantras as well. And this is how, through sound, the same way they're doing it through music, right? The same way they can control people through music. You can recontrol yourself, right? And reclaim your soul. Reclaim your soul, that it's not for sale. This is how you sell your soul, by not following your own purpose, by being averse in other people's business, by being immersed in gossip, by not feeling that you are worthy, by feeling like if you had someone else's life, by not being grateful for what you have right now, by not being grateful for who you are, by not being grateful for your breath, by not being grateful for your health, right? So this is how you sell your soul. It's not like you go to a ritual and then you offer somebody, you sign a piece of paper and you offer your soul. That's not the way it works, right? People sell out every day, regular people, by not living according to their purpose, by drowning themselves in alcohol, by drowning themselves in weed, multiple weed, sessions every day, by drowning themselves in drugs, by drowning themselves in sex, by drowning themselves in work, food. You keep it going, shopping, right? Whatever obsession that you have, TV watching, Netflix, right? Videos, YouTube, right? This is you selling your soul. This is you selling your soul. So, what the hell just happened? Hold on. Wait 1 second, y'all. Yeah, exactly. So this is you selling your soul. So, and let me put this up as well. I always forget to do this. But if you want to donate, or if you need a reading, you could tap in this to the ticker at the bottom. You can hit the Cash app, right? Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. All right. You could also donate here. I do appreciate it. And my kids do too. All right. Because I got chilling and they like nice things. And yeah, and that is actually it, y'all. So yeah, this is really what it's about, right? Rest in peace to Panic, right? This is how they impact your subconscious mind. The trauma, which was the Super Bowl shooting, right? The Kansas City shooting was the trauma. Also, the Parkland shooting, Joel Osteen's church, was the trauma. The repetition in um the repetition in the Three Witches, which is Ice Spice. Go back to the people who just came here, which is Ice Spice, Taylor Swift, right? and Beyonce all wearing black on Super Bowl Sunday. There's no such thing as coincidences, only confirmation. Also, their ties to Magic. Ice Spice being ushered in, okay? The cross being her initiation, the purple cross, see the purple colors, all right? And the trauma of the, the rituals of these colors in Usher's Super Bowl, okay? The repetition over and over, keep seeing the same colors over and over. Even behind her, you see the purple behind her, right? Blue, all right? See the colors, repetition, symbols, portals, all right? Blue, color of the teacup, movie Get Out, all right? Repetition, Super Bowl colors, all right? Just doing a fast run through red, black, and white, red, black, all right? Kansas City, red, white, all right? Legba colors. So trauma, repetition, symbols. This is how the mind is impacted, and this is how you are programmed. All right. So we close it out like that. Rest in peace to Brother Paddock. And that is it. I actually kept the presentation under motherfucking 2 hours. All right. Anybody had any questions before we go? We got 4 minutes. So if anybody has any questions, you could drop them. If not, I will make my. Yep, that is correct. Yep, and 1 makes 13. I was Usher's on the clock's face. Exactly. You see it. You see it, Straight Panther. You see the symbolism. You see the symbolism. Said Libra was a donkey according to Stu C. Freeman L. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Balancing the scale. All right. See what y'all got. All right, I covered this. Or I could have same deities as celebrities. Yes, you are. It's the same colors, the same energy, the same vibration. Hopefully, you're just using it for your benefit, right? Same way they're using it for their benefit. But your benefit may be on the side of righteousness, theirs on the side of ratchetry and control. All right. Yes, the crown of thorns is what they call the colostrum. It's actually around the brain. You'll see this crown of thorns around the brain. It's called the colostrum, right? Which is tied also to Santa Claus or Saint Claus. The colostrum, which produces the Christos oil. Pull it out, Panther. Pull out that sword, man. Drop them bars, shit. Why not? Why not? Daughter birthday. Happy early birthday to your daughter. Earthly birthday to your daughter. All right. Going into Pisces season. All right. That's dope. Yeah, that was the Apple Pro we were talking about earlier. Apple Vision Pro. Okay. The Ice and the Spice Girls. Yeah, I don't know. Reaching. Yeah, I wouldn't connect those two. But that could be a connection, right? Spice Girls were big back in the days. Yeah, the follows is going up. Shout out to y'all, the new subscribers, the new followers, the new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Keeps me going. All right, I don't see any questions, so I think I'm out of here. All right, thank you guys for tapping in. Yeah, I appreciate doing this without being on video. I won't do this often, but I just want to take a break from the video. And yeah, love thyself, connect with thyself, know thyself. All right. And when the Cometians when they dealt with the neophytes, the new initiates, the first thing they taught them was to get a new name, and they pointed to a sign that said, "Know thyself." And that is the key for self-mastery, the key for magic, the key for manifestation, knowing thyself. All right. And with that said, peace, power, and prosperity. Rob Blackstorm. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. Leave a subscribe button. Hit the like button. All right. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the energy. This keeps me going and keeps me wanting to keep doing this. All right. And the downloads keep coming, so I keep having more. And the more y'all support, allows me to keep putting this here down. All right. Yeah. Peace, power, and prosperity. One love to y'all. Later. And have a great week, by the way. Enjoy your week if you're watching this live. Peace.